Hi everyone! I had such a great response on the last video. Thank you everyone who showed their support, who shared, liked, commented, and who helped us create. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw 3D heart little shaped figures. It's a really fun exercise, it's really lovely. Afterwards you can then send it off and gift it to one of your friends. You can put it in the post and gift it to one of your family members, especially at the moment when we are isolated and locked in our homes. Let's send some art the old-fashioned way. So you can walk to the post box and go and post a piece of art. Get your sheet of paper, make sure it's all balanced in a row, and you're going to draw the first heart, the second heart, and the third heart. Then in the background, you're going to make it into a 3D shape. So you're going to repeat the heart shape on the back like I've done, looping round and coming down, following all the way down to the end of your heart, and then doing a straight line at the bottom from line to line. So again, follow the heart shape round only on one side because we're going to make it look 3D, and make these hearts into 3D shapes like I've done. Then we're going to draw some eyes. So start drawing some eyes onto your hearts, and then some legs. You can do any positioning of the legs if you want them outwards, inwards. I'm going to do them, roughly draw them in first, and when I paint them, I can paint them a lot stronger afterwards. In the Royal Academy, they used to make students draw for 6 months before they ever went into painting. So drawing, I think, is the essence of everything before an artwork, and a good drawing is a good painting. Okay, so get your basic of your drawing in. Once you've done that, we can start applying the colour. So here we go. On the first heart, I'm using a red. So get a colour of your choice. If you've kept the palette from last time, you can use those colours. So I'm taking the red and I'm colouring in the front face of my heart. Keep it the lines, keep it easy, take your time. Keep dipping your colour into the water so it's quite liquidity. It's like liquid, it's not tough and hard to draw. Like, it should be really easy and lovely to spread the paint on the paper. So you're going to draw one flat colour of red. Then I've mixed a little bit of my yellow with my red to create my secondary colour, the orange, and I'm on the bit behind the heart, second layer, I'm doing it in orange, so the 3D shape. So this will create a 3D, it will create another dimension to the side of my heart. So you've created a 3D shape. You've done the heart, then you've got another little heart behind it type thing of the edge of the heart. So it creates like a box-like figure. And you're going to colour that a slightly different colour to the front of your heart. Now I'm going to be making a green heart. You can choose whichever colours you want, by the way. Pick your favourite 3 colours that complement each other as well. So here I am making my green heart of the colours that I've mixed. So I've mixed a yellow and a blue to create this like lovely leafy green colour. Make sure you use a little bit of water with your paint so it runs really smoothly on the paper. If it goes all lumpy and bumpy and like you can see all white bits of the paper coming through, you want to add a little bit more water. And make sure you don't dip the whole of your paintbrush right in the paint. You want just the tip. Take your time and make a lovely, lovely full-bodied colour. I'm then taking some of my yellow and I'm mixing it with the green to make a lighter green. So the 3D of my heart is going to be slightly lighter than the front. Get that paint on there, go on, really get it on. Smooth it on, fill the paint. And you're going to fill out the back of your heart shape to make a 3D shape with another tone of the colour in front. Make sure you get in the lines. And the line at the bottom of the heart where it's got the line across, make sure that's nice and straight. Here I'm adding a little bit of white to my purple. So as I said in the colour wheel, when you add different colours to the ones that you've made, you can create different tones. So I'm making a lovely light plum purple colour for my third heart, but choose whichever colours you like, your favourite 3 colours. So on I go. I'm making the third heart purple, making sure I paint carefully in the lines. Round. If you want to do the outside first and then you want to do the inside, you can work like that. Really make a lovely, lovely straight lines up and around your heart shape. One flat colour as well. You want to use one colour, so you need enough paint to fill this shape. Then I'm mixing it with a little bit of a darker colour, a little bit of blue and a little bit of red to create a darker shade on the back of my heart to give it that 3D shape and the extra dimension to the artwork. Give it a few minutes until it dries and then come back in 5 minutes. Make sure your brush is really lovely and clean before you will ever leave your palette as well. You'll need a black and a white paint as well now. Once dry, get a pen. You can use any type of pen. You can use a felt tip, you can use a ballpoint pen. I like to use a black rollable pen with ink in it, but you can use any single black pen you like. Or you can use black paint. So here I'm using black paint. Take your paint and paint in where you've done your lines. So here I'm doing 2 arms either side of my character. So I'm doing stick arms, so you're going to go out and then back, and little fingers, little lines, little fingers. And I'm going to go down with the legs. These legs I'm going to do inwards. So I'm doing little legs on my stick man. If you want to do them in, then out, or out, then down, you can have a little practice around with your leg shapes. So I've decided to do 2 legs in, and then for the feet you just do 2 points at the bottom. Then add in the other arm. So add in your second arm to your first part. And you can do it upwards, you can do it downwards. You can decide how you do your arms. You can have your arms on the waist, however you like. Second heart, I'm going to do sprayed legs out, standing quite stern. And they become characteristics, you know, they become a little character, like they can move in different positions. The third one will have a little lean. He looks like he's leaning in. One leg bent. Or maybe dancing. You could always put a few music. So I'm using my paintbrush really, really finely, using the paintbrush, painting very delicate lines. You can either draw these on with a felt tip or with a pen, or you can draw them with paint, however you decide to use. So really finely draw your lines for the legs. And the arms, you can choose the positioning of however you'd like your arms to be. I'm now touching up with the pen just to make it very neat. These 2 arms I'm doing crossing into each other in the second pair, so they're linking arms. You can have them all linking. And already you see these hearts begin to make characters. They're like little figurines and little characters. Drawing in position where my arms are going to go. You can practice with pencil as well. If you don't want to put the arms in yet, you can just draw in with a pencil where you want your arms to be positioned, and then go over it with a pen or go over it with your black ink or black paint. And then I'm just outlining little bits of my hearts to give it some more definition. So if you want to take your black paint and just delicately outline little snippets of the hearts. So here I'm outlining delicately all my drawings with a fine pen to finish it off, to give it some really finishing lovely touches. Being really careful not to go out the lines, really delicately following those heart shapes round with the pen. If you need to touch bits of paint up as well, just take your paintbrush and touch little bits up. Make sure they look as perfect to you as they can. So the shapes are fully formed with a lovely outline of you drawing or painting your edges. So they're really like solid formed shapes. If you do go out the lines at all, you can always get a little bit of white paint and touch it up on the paper. Here's for the really fun part. Let's create their eyes. So you're going to do, inside of the characters here, I'm painting in the eyes. Lovely white blobs for the eyes. Paint those in. You can make them any shape you like as well. If you want to do them really round, if you want to do them oval, if you want to do them long ways, tall, however you like. So here I'm painting all the eyes into my little figures, my little characters, and they're really forming now. They really look like a character. Nice white circles. If you can still see the colour underneath, do another layer afterwards. You can always go over it so you've got a lovely, lovely white circles where the eyes are going to be. Here I'm touching up little bits that I see outside the lines. Any little marks I've done, any little, mistakes, you can always touch it up with a little bit of paint, it doesn't notice. Now I'm going to put highlights onto our little men, or ladies, little figures. So I'm mixing a bit of the back paint with a little bit of white to create other shades and shapes on top of my hearts. So it gives it a bit more depth, a bit more richness, a bit more colour. It brings them to life a little bit, and it will do even more when we enhance with white over the top of that. So you've got your main figures and you're just going to mix a little bit of white or a little bit of lighter colour into the colour and just dab it over the top. And here I'm adding more white on top. So I'm adding little sections of little white. It actually brings it out, it makes it pop, it makes it look 3D, it makes it look like it's got a surface, it makes it look like it's shining. Now I'm adding in little faces, little smiles, just a line and little dashes at the end. If you want to put big lips on, you can. If you want to put different shaped mouths on, you can. I'm doing smiley little faces. Here I'm rubbing out any little marks, any little pencil marks that I did of the drawing beforehand. So get rid of all the pencil marks. Make sure the paint is dry before you rub out, because you don't want to smudge your lovely painting, because you'll put the rubber through the paint and it will smudge your work. So make sure your art is completely dry, and then you can start rubbing out the little pencil marks. Then I'm taking my black and I'm adding in the little points inside the eyes to create little eyeballs. And this really makes your characters come alive. They can now see you. Then I'm going to be writing a note. So you can write a note to anyone you wish. You can write a note to somebody. I'm writing for the first one, I love you. The second one, I'm writing I love you too, in little speech bubbles around the figures, so they're speaking. And then the third one, I'm writing I love you 3, because there's 3 little hearts and they're full of love, full of joy. You can then pop these in a frame them on the wall, or you can pop them in some newspaper or wrapping paper and you can send them out as a gift to someone you love, writing their name, writing a note to them, finishing off with some shadowing on the bottom of the little men so that they look like they're standing on a surface. So here you have it. The 3 little figures with a lovely note to someone you love and care about. Have it framed on the wall using the colours that you pre-mixed in the class before, and having a really fun, loving, giving piece of art. Oh, one more thing. Always remember to sign your artwork. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you enjoyed making these 3D hearts, please subscribe, share, tag us, repost us. Let's spread art, let's spread creativity, and please watch out for the next video I'm about to post with another art class on. Let's fill this town with budding artists. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have an amazing, amazing day.